Yeah, I like that interview.
You know, it would be hilarious if somebody interviewed Robin Shu about Mortal Kombat Legacy and asked them about what they did with Liu Kang in Legacy. He'd be like, "Fuck that shit, I'm Liu Kang."
Correct me if I'm wrong about that. In that web series,
Yeah.
didn't Liu Kang work at a store or something?
Yeah, he worked at like a restaurant, a diner.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
It's like fan fiction shit.
Fan fiction
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Speaking of fan fiction, you remember that fan film I told you about, Escape Big Trouble in New Jersey, where it had Snake Plissken and Jack Burton together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. That was like the first fan film I saw. That was one of the videos that made me discover what YouTube was.
When they escaped from the mob?
Yeah, see, the story was Snake Plissken. It took place on the same night that Snake escaped from New York, and he goes into this bar and he runs into Jack Burton, and there's this guy comes in, and it's actually the brother of the Duke of New York, and he hears, and for some reason he gets news about they killed his brother. And then he runs into Snake and Jack Burton. It goes on from there. It was okay. It wasn't well shot, but they did a good job with it. And so the guy who did that, he did a remake, but this time it was with Snake all solo by himself. It was just simply called Escape from New Jersey. That was a good fan film.
Well, hopefully I can get Seasons on to talk about that movie. Talk about that whole Escape of New York.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
Speaking of Tango Cash, we did the video last week. In a way, people forgot that this is like Snake Plissken and Rambo together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they're just talking about it after talking about all this connection between Rambo and Snake Plissken. It kind of feels like the discussion comes, the whole relations and discussion about that come full circle with Tango and Cash.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have seen like a Snake Plissken Terminator crossover, because the fact of the world coming to an end and all this. I could have seen a crossover with that, even with Mad Max as well.
You know, I'm actually surprised. I think we talked about this already, John, Isaiah, and Matt, about RoboCop versus Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they should have done that or at least considered the possibility.
Yeah.
They should have done that instead of a remake.
Yeah, it would have been better than what we got out of both fronts, you know?
Again, if they're not going to do that as a movie, they should at least do it as a fan film.
Yeah, or it's like a CGI type movie.
Yeah.
Like animated or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bring Peter Weller back, or have Schwarzenegger in it, like he did the voice for Batman, that Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, he was amazing in Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, thank God you mean Peter Weller. I know it was Peter Weller, but imagine if you said Arnold instead, and imagine if Arnold did play Batman.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Get down.
Get down. I'm Batman.
Stop by the rain.
Robin, do not steal my Batmobile.
You like my bat nipples?
You like my bat tushy?
I enjoy it as much as I enjoy coming. Like that pumping iron interview.
I enjoy coming on Catwoman.
Yeah, on the tits. If I just feel like Mr. Freeze all over again, to be honest.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone, cheers.
That's like, oh my god, Mr. Freeze.
A freeze is coming.
I heard like they wanted Stallone for that role at first. I'm like, Stallone? For real?
Alright, everyone, chill.
Yeah, it would have been awful. Also, from what I heard, Stallone was actually a frontrunner to play Superman in the original movie.
Yeah,
He was.
and Han Solo.
Yeah.
He went in for Han Solo also.
Now, just imagine if Stallone played Superman and Arnold played Batman, and they both did a movie together.
Oh, God. That would have been epic in a silly way.
Yeah. Well,
It would have been more epic than Dawn of Justice.
Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, if it bleeds, we can kill it. If it bleeds, I will kill you.
You I don't know about this kryptonite.
Dolph Lundgren would be Aquaman.
Dolph Lundgren would be Aquaman. Who the hell would be Wonder Woman?
I think Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, definitely Sigourney Weaver would be.
Sigourney Weaver.
Power Girl would be fucking Bridget Nelson.
Bridget Nelson. Yeah.
Yep.
It would be a Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. Possibly Michael.
I could see Michael Dudikoff.
Yeah, or Dennis Quaid or something like that.
I love
I
Dennis
thought it was
Quaid.
a black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a black guy. I could see maybe Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes.
There were like different Green Lanterns. There was Hal Jordan, the white guy, and John Stewart, the black guy.
Who played
Yeah,
Lex?
What?
Lex Luthor. Who played Lex?
Lex Luthor.
A bald Van Damme.
Yeah,
I can see
that.
it. I can see it.
Mind over muscle.
Big surprise. Huge surprise.
Yeah, who would play the Joker?
Oh my god.
Al Pacino, I don't know.
That would be, imagine Al Pacino as the Joker.
Yeah.
Ooh-ha. They'd be going crazy.
Yeah.
Shit.
Or the Flash. Who do you think could pull off the Flash?
Well, like action star wise,
Yeah.
Flash.
They could bring Brandon Lee as Nightwing. Imagine that.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Steve Seagal as a Flash.
God.
I mean, that's like the opposite.
Also, we talked about this, but we think that Brandon Lee would have been a great Spider-Man.
Yeah, me and John talked about that. We did a video on what Brandon Lee would have done if he didn't have died, and Spider-Man was one of them.
Yeah.
I think there's a very good possibility.
He definitely has the acting, martial arts ability, and emotional talent for it.
Definitely.
And I think James Cameron would have picked him if he still wanted to go with that Spider-Man idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would love to have seen that.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was made like
94.
94 or 93, maybe 92, I don't know.
Yeah, I keep thinking like 94.
94 or 95 maybe.
Yeah.
Way back, remember when like Bob Hoskins was the original choice for Wolverine?
What?
Yeah.
Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
Bob Hoskins was also one of the original choices for Doc Ock.
Oh yeah.
I could see
I
that.
thought for Doc Ock it was Arnold.
Yeah, him too.
And then Bob Hoskins was the original choice for Penguin in Batman Returns.
That would have been cool.
I could see that. I could see it, but Bob Hoskins, I don't care what anybody said. He played a perfect Mario.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
And like I said last night, he was even my favorite thing about the movie.
Yeah, I loved him.
Like him and the director set up Clash
Yes.
on Super Mario Brothers.
So much so to the point where in an interview back in 2007, Bob Hoskins said that Super Mario Bros. Was the worst thing he ever done, and he said
Come on!
He said that the making of the movie was a nightmare.
Well, he was good. He gave Mario justice. He did a great job as Mario.
Yeah.
When I was at Disney, I went to this restaurant that was like right outside where they have like this. They have this Jedi Academy training center for kids, and like Darth Maul comes out and Darth Vader and all that. But in a restaurant, when you walk into a restaurant, it's like a 2-level restaurant, and they have the truck from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The one that Chris Lloyd drives. Yeah.
Man.
Made me think of Bob Hoskins when I saw that. Yeah.
I heard they.
Ironically, they had a naked woman statue across from it, but.
Oh man.
Sorry.
I heard he wanted to do. They were planning to do Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2, and he wanted to come back, but he died.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah.
They originally thought of doing Roger Rabbit 2. It was supposed to be a prequel that was set in World War II that would explain how Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit got together. But the reason why it got canceled is because Spielberg was doing Schindler's List at the time, and he didn't want to do Nazi Germany as comedic villains ever again.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I still have to go back and watch that. I haven't seen that since it came out, and that's another one I do not remember at all.
But Schindler's List.
Yeah.
And that was the movie that won Spielberg his first Oscar.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I've heard about it. I just never seen it.
That's what one of the movies that put Liam Neeson on top as a serious actor before he became an action star for Taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Liam Neeson's doing something.
Yeah. I don't know if you get the same feeling, but every time someone says the title of Taken, I somehow think of the video game Tekken.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of weird if you think about it.
Yeah.
And I played Tekken back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say I played that. Go ahead.
Which Tekken was this?
It may have been the first.
What, the cheapest looking one so far?
I can't remember which one. It's been years.
Yeah. But it was a good game.
Yeah. It's probably been since '99.
I don't know.
Yeah. Someone loaned me the DC Universe versus Mortal Kombat. That was a pretty good game.
Yeah, I would have
awesome.
played that.
Well, I'm just gonna change the reel so I can make sure that I don't lose like this last 3 hours and 13 minutes.
Okay, no problem.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why do you think they never went that direction? Like, never even thought of doing a RoboCop Terminator crossover?
I think because of that time, maybe because the whole versus thing was wasn't they didn't think it would work because they used to do that back in the day, like Dracula versus Frankenstein. They thought it wouldn't work, and
King Kong
I
versus
think
Godzilla.
yeah, and because of the fact that RoboCop was a disaster, and they thought that it would be silly to have these franchises cross over together, and then it came back with Freddy versus Jason and Alien versus Predator, and now with Batman versus Superman. It would have been good. Of course, that video game came out with RoboCop versus Terminator, which I liked, which was based on the comics. So it would have been good if they came out with that with RoboCop 3, because I remember that game came out around RoboCop 3, and I remember the game for Genesis. It took place after RoboCop 3. I was like, it was a bloody, gory game, but you do but the movie. You do a PG-13 movie, and then for a game RoboCop versus Terminator, you probably after the third movie, and it's bloody and gory as shit.
Yeah.
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 Speaking of crossovers, since we talked about these two games a lot in this chat, Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, if they made like something involving the two, how would you feel?